That baby is me.
Oh, it is. So this is
Yes,
prior to the first one.
yes, it is.
Well, aren't you a cutie?
Well, I guess I was cuter then, but I do have my moments. I was cutest when I was 2.
Okay. So this would have
Yeah.
been in 42, 43.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see. I was born in October 42.
Oh, yeah, and you're about
Could
a
be.
year.
It could be first part of 43. I just. It looks like I'm about 2 or 3 months old there. And that's mother. She was holding me, and then that was an apartment complex in Grand Prairie where we stayed for a while before we moved into our house.
Huh, okay.
I know there's several pictures of babies sitting on grass here. I just don't remember. Oh, there's Daddy. He's in the uniform. He was a captain in the Army Air Force,
Oh,
and he was stationed at Shepherd Air Force Base, which is where one of these pictures was taken. And I still have his little wings that he had to wear on his collar. And I'm just sitting there playing with something. I'm not sure what.
yeah, looks like it might be a bottle.
Yeah. And I want you to notice that car seat. Look how loose it is compared
Yeah.
to the car seats they have now.
Well, I mean, nobody was even wearing seatbelts back then, and they had those
That's
bench
true.
seats and those hard dashes,
And they got me back on the ground, sitting in the grass. It looks like I'm fascinated by whatever it is I picked up. Now this picture, I think I'm sitting on some hot bricks because it looks like I'm hot. And I kept lifting up my feet. I think somebody finally picked me up. Okay, this is when I'm about 2 years old, and this is at the uh, Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, and my mother just had Mun. So Mun was a baby. That would be 1944, February 44. Well, mother also worked um, at the Air Force Base in Grand Prairie, which was called Chancellorsville at one time. I don't know what the name of it is now. They've had several names. But she's in her uniform, and she taught pilots the instrument panel on fighter planes. That was her job.
wow.
I know. Anyway, these pictures that you see, that's Mun. She's so cute. And
Uh,
that's me. And I was at my cutest then.
yeah, you are pretty cute.
And I keep kissing her. I'm sure she, I'm sure she would go yuck when she saw it today. It was fascinating, I guess, to see. Look at that duck on my outfit.
Yeah.
And there's Daddy. There's several pictures of him making me wave at people.
Uh-huh.
And he makes me wave so hard, I'm surprised I didn't sprain my arm.
Yes, he definitely looks younger in these pictures than the first one we did.
Yeah, yeah, he would. I don't know how old he would have been.
Like, did your parents
44.
meet in the service?
Huh?
Did your parents meet in the service?
You know what? That's one of the questions I never got. the answer to how they met.
Okay.
I think they met while Mother was going to college. She was in SMU getting her degree in art. Okay, that's me again, and Mud.
Uh-huh.
And it's the same time period, it looks like. Well, maybe she's a little older because she's trying to push up. She was too tiny in the other picture. I'm petting her. That's me. That's Mother. That's
Okay.
Mother again.
Now this is several years later.
Yeah, this is several years later, and we're on our way to New York. Daddy had a business contact there. He handled several lines out of New York, and some of the people he worked with and for lived there. So we were invited up for a visit.
Now you said he handled several what?
Lines of clothing and coats.
I see. Okay.
So he was a salesman,
Uh-huh.
and he had a territory, and all the products came out of New York. And look at that permanent on my sister.
Yeah. You said your mother gave you those.
Look at her permanent. So on our way to New York, we apparently stopped at several different places, and one of the places that we stopped at was in Nashville, Tennessee. And my daddy's mother, now that she's the one we call Grandma. She lived in Nashville, Tennessee, and Daddy was in Nashville, Tennessee for most of his life. And there she is. Now, she's Grandma, and she likes to fight or pretend like she's fighting. And she's real interesting. She came to live with us for a while, and she stored all her money in socks.
I recognize that building. That's the Acropolis.
Hermitage. It's the Hermitage.
Huh.
They do have the Parthenon there, but this one, I looked real carefully. That's the base of the Hermitage.
Oh, okay.
And that was Jackson's presidential home, Andrew Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And we saw the Parthenon while we were there, but I didn't see any pictures of it. See the base of those columns?
Uh-huh.
I looked up the Hermitage in those columns. The base is the same.
Okay.
And the base on the Parthenon is flat with nothing around it.
Oh, okay. Well, you did do your research.
I did. Now, this is a graveyard there at the Hermitage, and it's a family. All the family members of the Jacksons are buried there. And by the way, they recently found another graveyard on the property where they had buried slaves.
Uh-huh.
That graveyard is not available for anyone to see right now. These are the gardens on the estate. Flower gardens, I guess you'd say. Grandma's still with us walking around. Our grandmother died when she was living in Tennessee, and we didn't know about it. And my mother kept telling us that she got hit by a truck when she was crossing the street with a 6-pack of beer. Now we're at the Natural Bridge State Park. It's in Virginia, and they also have caverns. And there's no pictures of the caverns on here, Andy, but I do recall us being inside the caverns, and there were, they have those stalactites and stalactites, or whatever you call them.
Right.
things that drop down from above and then build up from below.
Mm-hmm.
We saw several other state parks on our travels, but this is the only one apparently that we took the movie video of.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a natural arch there. That's why they call it the natural bridge.
Uh-huh.
I wish that was a little clearer so I could see exactly what it is, but it looks like a walkway, a part of the hillside.
Yeah.
This is the White House. We're now in Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
and that's Mother and Daddy. I don't know who's taking this video, probably me, because there's Benin, and Mun is there, so I guess I'm taking the video. I didn't realize that was the White House, and Mun had to tell me that it was. We saw most of the sites that you can see in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And we fed the pigeons. Here are the pigeons in the little greenway there. And I don't recall seeing any signs that said, "Do not feed the pigeons," because if there had been, Mother wouldn't let us do it.
Mm.
And of course, this is the memorial to the unknown soldier. It was pretty interesting watching this guy walk back and forth, and he was so crisp about it.
Uh-huh.
See, look at him.
Yep.
And he was fast, which I didn't realize he was that fast. And still more about the unknown soldier. Now we're headed over to the Lincoln Memorial. There we all go. So Daddy must be taking this video.
Mm-hmm.
We're all walking up there.
Yep. There's
There he sits. I wish we had had taken the video of Thomas Jefferson. Oh, here we go. This is the Washington Memorial. But the one with Thomas Jefferson is real impressive. And that's the Capitol. I don't know if you can get that close to it anymore. And the memorial again.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can stand in one place and get most of those pictures. Here we are with our permanents in front of the Capitol. Now I think we're in New York. Yeah, that was Mr. Kaplan, that bald-headed man that Mother had her arm around his shoulder. And this was his boat. And he calls his boat the Seraglio. And he owned several of the lines that Daddy was selling. And Daddy was real good at what he did. So this guy was always trying to give us little perks like trips on his boat, trips to New York. He paid for all that.
Uh-huh.
And the men that you see in this, besides my father, are the men that kind of run the boat. So he had a staff of people on this boat that ran the boat and that cooked and provided food for us.
Oh, okay.
We took a lot of shots of the harbor out there. That's a sailboat, but it's not a very good picture. It's hard to see it. There's Mother. She's loving it. There's a ham. God give her some attention. There's more shots of the harbor area. There's the sailboat again. You see a little better picture of it. All kinds of boats out there. Okay, we're disembarking here. It's our trip in the little boat. That's the flag he had in his boat. This is the Empire State Building. And we had a lot of fun up there because the wind kept blowing up our dresses. And we spent time trying to keep our dresses down. And our Aunt Tattoo was with us on this trip. I don't know if she met us there. I don't recall her being in the car as we went up there. But she came along to babysit us. That's Tattoo there. Because Mother and Daddy had been invited out to a bunch of things while we were in New York that, you know, you wouldn't take your children to. Kaplan and his other guy that he worked with took them out to different places for dinner. Now look at that Empire State Building all the way to the top.
Yep.
And that's a steamer in the port. I was impressed that it was a steamer. I thought the steamers went out before then. And these are just various shots. We're on our way, I think, to Staten Island. Oh, yeah, and to see the Statue of Liberty. I think my father's taking this picture because he was real impressed with the Statue of Liberty. Well, he was in the service, so maybe that was part of it. I think we also had pictures of freighters that were out there in the water. And that's a buoy sitting out there in the middle of the water, and then it just disappeared. I don't know what happened. There it goes. There's a freighter, another one. And another one. Here we are in Pennsylvania. This is my Aunt Mary Bell Hausman. Mary Bell had a son, Paul Hausman. He's in these pictures too. And Paul was at a boys' camp when we were visiting. That's Paul with the white hair. And so we went to the camp to see him. He's kind of like me, trying to steal the show. There I am trying to tell them how the cow ate the cabbage as I walk away. This is a roadside attraction on our way back out from Pennsylvania on our way home. It was some sort of little village that had been built, carved out on display. And now we're driving back, and I mean, most of this is going to be about the road. I guess Mother had to be taking this video because Daddy was driving, and it's just road. And probably if this had been in color, you'd see how beautiful the countryside was. You know, living in Texas, you don't get to see the gorgeous trees and the hills and stuff they have in Tennessee and Pennsylvania. It's just beautiful. So here we go. And on our way back, we also stopped in to see Grandma. So she'll be in here in a minute, briefly. We don't think she died crossing the street with a six-pack of beer. There she is. She came to live with us for a while, and she would keep her beer in the refrigerator out in the garage, and she called the garage the barn. And she also put tobacco in her gums, and she had put tobacco in her gums and come to us and tell us she was going to go sit in the sit in the barn a while. And she'd sit in the barn, chew on that tobacco, and drink her beer. This is a bridge. You know, there are a lot of bridges over the Mississippi. This one is, I think, is called the Natchez Vidalia Bridge. It was in Louisiana. And now we're back in Hope, Arkansas, and that's Mama. There we are with our permanents. It's Mother kissing Mama. Mama was so sweet.
Yeah, y'all look pretty affectionate there.
She used to make her own butter.
I lived on the farm with the chickens.
That's right. That's right. Oh, this is the Texas City explosion. We're in Galveston, or on our way to Galveston. We're in a motel on one of the main roads around that area. I think it was like 1947. I was 5. I remember that. When that thing blew up, 3 of us were out in the front of this motel on the grass. And when that thing blew up, we were literally on the ground. It knocked us over.
Wow.
And Daddy was working the crossword puzzle, and he likes to go sit on the toilet and work the crossword puzzle in the mornings. And when that thing hit, all he did was hold on to the sink so he could still work the crossword puzzle. He didn't even get up. The explosion was caused by 2,000 tons of ammonium nitrate that was in a ship, and the heat and the pressure caused the stuff to catch on fire and blow up. And then there was a chain reaction. That ship blew up, and a couple of more ships blew up. It was considered, and still is considered, the deadliest industrial accident in the United States history. They had I don't know, close to 600 people killed and thousands of people injured, and they still have people missing that they don't don't know what happened to them. Parts of the ship were thrown in the air a mile away, like the propeller. One of the propellers on the back of the ship was found a mile away from the.
Wow.
And this picture is of Elliot Munn's first husband, and that's Elizabeth, for her daughter, Elizabeth West. So Elizabeth is no longer with us. She had multiple sclerosis, and lived to be in her 50s, I believe. And it was a painful, painful existence. And Elliot was 17, and Munn was 17 when these pictures were taken. And there's Mother. She figured out a way to fix her hair so she didn't have to have it permanent. That's Elliot's dog. And that's Munn, and she's pregnant with her son Bill in that picture. And this is her friend Sharon Shelby. She's Carol Shelby's daughter. She married Larry Levine, who is an entrepreneur in Dallas, who founded Chili's and then sold it for $32 million to Norman Brinker. Sharon and that baby were in the car with Munn going down Central Expressway when Munn had an accident and ran into another car, and that baby died. So it's been a interesting relationship between the two of them, but we're still friends, and I at least twice a year get together with Sharon and her daughter. She had another daughter, Amy, and we go to the museums or we go out for lunch and sort of catch up on stuff and talk art mainly. Now, this is Elizabeth. This is Munn's little girl. And she's in the grass. All these babies in the grass are pretty interesting. And there's our first view of Muggsy. We didn't see Muggsy in the other video, did we?
No, not this dog.
No.
Saw another cute little black and white dog. This one is
Peppy. That was Peppy. This is Muggsy.
Yeah.
We took that dog to several shows, and he won prizes. And at one point, I did a clay figurine of Muggsy.
So he's a
and
purebred.
Oh. Yes, English bulldog. And Mother's trying to make Elizabeth stand up, and she's not going to do it.
Oh, we're at the end.
We're at the end.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording here.